Riley, who's
all
here.
friends now?
We are, Bill.
There you go. Barbara saying, very good.
Don't single me out. The only thing I wanted to say to all of them is I would have been great in that line with all of you.
Barbara, you would have led us the entire time. With honor. Pinheads and Patriots shows you and President Obama on the cover.
Which is which?
And what is the president? Pinhead or Patriot?
Well, that's why I want you to read the book, because I don't make that pronouncement. And also, you can be a Pinhead and Thursday and a Patriot on Friday.
Okay, so today is he a?
But in everybody's life, there is kind of a tilt to one or the other.
Yeah, today you're a Pinhead.
No, I don't think so. I will disagree with that. I think I tell it like it is.
But Bill, you Pinhead because I believe you knew what you said when you said Muslims, and then you came back and you made a distinction.
Again, we are discussing an issue that is very complicated, and I assume that people understand Muslim terrorists. So if I didn't put the word, the assumption was that we were attacked by a certain people, and that has to be in the nation's consciousness.
Okay,
Speaking about pinheads, you called Mel Gibson and John Edwards pinheads.
Oh, you're giving it away.
I think
well, you got to give some of the book away. By the way, it's an interesting book to read, and we're trying to. And you know, you have no trouble being a bestseller. We're trying to help you along.
And I need all the help I can get.
Typically, people's responses, but you call Mel Gibson, John Edwards pinheads. But then one thing you do, you call Madonna a pinhead. What do you have against Madonna?
She's not on their level, but Madonna is from Detroit, correct?
What's wrong with Detroit?
I just said Madonna is from Detroit. I didn't mention Muslims. I just said she's from Detroit.
Well, some of us have
But when she goes out now, she has this British accent.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a suburb of Detroit in London?
A lot of people.
And then she says all of these kind of dubious things about her own country. Well, you know, I was... Aren't you from Detroit? So I give her a little tweak there.
And Marilyn Monroe is a patriot, if I may give one
Monroe,
away.
you know, here's an interesting... I'm very interested in her because she had a terrible childhood, awful childhood, rose to become the most successful woman in the world at the time, didn't hurt anybody as far as I can see, just herself, but was exploited along the way by all of these people. But brought joy to so many millions all over the world. Still today, Marilyn Monroe is the biggest female icon in the world. Okay? So she is a patriot, in my opinion.
That's how you did that. That's your description of a patriot?
My description is...
Did she sleep with one of the presidents of the United States while he was married?
I was not privy to that, okay?
Well, we were.
My description is that she brought joy to millions of Americans and other people.
Brings joy to millions.
That's why I designated her a patriot.
How would you describe us? Silence descended over
Do we care, Barbara, really?
No. Joy.
I like people who are outspoken, number one.
Okay.
So you're in the patriot camp there. Because you're outspoken, you speak your mind. I think you're all honest, by the way. I think you all speak from the heart. That's two patriots. I think some of you are what they call pseudo-liberals and don't challenge your thoughts. That's a pin-headed move. You should have a belief system, but you should also go outside it and challenge it from time to time, all right? But on balance, you're successful. You entertain people. You entertain people in a good, healthy way.
Yes, I do,
So
damn
on
it.
balance, I think you're patriot.
We were talking earlier about the fact that you don't need to seem to have any values or experience or so forth in order to run for office. We've seen it in some cases. Well, there was a debate last night with Christine O'Donnell. What do you think of her and some of the others who don't have experience and don't seem to have quite
I think you should have experience and know what you're doing. I think Miss O'Donnell, I don't know her. She won't come on my program. I think she might be a little in over her head. But look, she's trying to run, put herself out there.
Can I ask you a serious question? Do you really think that by putting George Bush's policies back the way they were, just one question, that is going to solve the problem when they failed while he was here?
Look, Bush, in the last term, obviously did not do well. But his new book is coming out. He's going to try to explain what happened. So he's obviously didn't do well.
4 years to do well, and
he did well, in my opinion, the first 4 years, and he didn't the second 4 years. I don't want to go back to anybody. I think we need problem solvers. I think we need to get out of this economy because it's hurting a lot of people. And right now, what the current president is doing isn't working.
But you condemn it.
I don't condemn anything.
Okay, you deplore it.
I don't deplore. I report it.
Okay,
I
you
report it.
But then what do you think, moving along in Joy's question, what would you suggest be done to help the economy?
Cut taxes. Okay, get out of people's...
Knee-jerk conservatism,
No, it's
by the
not.
way.
I cut your taxes too.
I don't care about
deport you, but I cut your taxes.
So where?
Oh, it's a joke.
I'm going to Brooklyn. Deport me to Brooklyn. Okay, I love Brooklyn.
Okay, cut taxes.
Okay.
Get the government out of small businesses' face.
Sure.
All right.
And?
I like the regulations. You got to watch the bandits on Wall Street. I want the regulations. Okay. But you've got to stimulate the economy in the private sector.
How about environmental
I wish
regulations?
we had more time for this, but
he'll come back.
But he will come back. And whether you think he's a pinhead or a patriot, you are all going home with this book today.